How's everybody doing? It's December 10th, just a few days before fight night. Royval versus Cop. I'll be covering that later on this week. But for right now, I want to talk about a few things. We have Paddy Pimblett saying he's going to knock out Justin Gaethje. Doesn't see him going past the third round. Um, also, Khamzat Chimaev saying that he's going to move up to light heavyweight only after one title defense at middleweight. And then I want to get into Aljamain and why he would say that Merab won the first 3 rounds of that 323 fight with Jan, as well as John Wood said the same thing. And then I want to get into Alex Volkanovski saying he's not going to retire, shutting down those rumors. And then real quick at the end, I want to get into this Mario Bautista matchup with Vinicius Oliveira that set to headline Vegas 113. So yeah, Paddy Pimblett. He says he's gonna knock out Justin in 3 rounds. Paddy's out here saying he's not gonna come to grapple, but he's come to knock out Justin Gaethje, and he'll do it in 3 rounds. He's saying everyone will be shocked, and yes, I would be. I would be very shocked if he did. Doesn't matter what round. I'd be shocked if it happened in any context. I mean, well, when he says knock out Justin Gaethje, the picture being painted in my head is he's gonna stand and bang and knock him out Max Holloway style, and no fucking way that happens. So Paddy would go vegan before that happens. Now, can he get a ground and pound TKO like he did Michael Chandler? Yeah, he can. Will he? Probably not. I think what's more likely of this matchup is Paddy wins a decision or rear naked choke, because I'm willing to bet Gaethje keeps this streak alive of losing via sub in a title fight. What, like the third time? Khabib and then Charles, and then would be Paddy now. So I might get shit for this, but it could age well. Justin is good, but when it comes time to separate himself from trying to become the champ to being the champ, he just doesn't come with the right game plan. Or you see these moments of recklessness that makes you think, I don't know if he eats, sleeps, and trains with the true belief that I'm gonna become champ one day. Like, I know I'm gonna be champ one day. Not like Khabib, not like Charles, not like Islam. So call me crazy, but Paddy will walk away from this if Justin can't execute the game plan and execute it with excellence. Because many people are rolling with Justin. Many people are with the idea that he's just going to run over Paddy and move on to fight Ilya, and it's just not going to be that simple. I don't believe Justin's going to knock his block off. I mean, I know Paddy's best win to date is Michael Chandler, and the combined record of his last however many opponents is like 0-13, or some stupid cherry pick number like that. But just watch. That's all I'll say for right now. And so I could put together a better video, about this fight specifically. I'll just say, just watch. I'll leave it at that. And then Khamzat Chimaev. He says he's going to move to light heavyweight after one title defense. And I was actually looking at this clip of Imavov hitting pads, showing some fast hands, and then I remembered seeing something about this. Chimaev saying he'd move up to light heavyweight after one defense to get a second bout. And I didn't think much of it because, Khamzat is always saying shit that, I just ignore, because I mean he's always just saying shit just to say it. And I think the consensus here is Imavov is likely going to be next for him, but I kind of want to talk a little bit about guys wanting to jump around for double champ status. Look, as a fan who wants to see the best fight the best, I can't lie. Champ versus champ fights are like just some of the most exciting fights. And a lot of us like to act like we don't want to see it, but I mean, I think deep down you want to see it. So, I mean, I don't like examples of Arman right now, or like even for example, back then in a double champ context, champ versus champ fight context, when Charles got passed up for the immediate rematch because you want to make Volk versus Islam, even though that was a great all-time fight, I mean, these type of fights, they just don't tend to deliver more than they do. You know, these champ versus champ fights. I mean, you remember um, Izzy versus Jan Blankowitz back in 21, and at that point, Izzy moving up wasn't a crazy idea either. I mean, it kind of made sense. Um, JDM versus Islam. I mean, I don't like when rightful contenders don't get their shot because then you force them to take more time off or take fights that they don't need to take. And in this case, though, Alex versus Chimaev just doesn't make any sense. Even after you beat Imavov, if you do beat him, you still got Anthony Hernandez there. Hopefully he doesn't lose to Sean Strickland either, but because I mean I'm putting my money on Fluffy there. And when Pereira beats Carlos Ulberg, because he definitely will beat Carlos Ulberg, there's no sense in him staying there at light heavyweight to fight you instead of him himself moving up and fighting at heavyweight because he's already done a lot in his division, especially after beating Carlos Ulberg. I mean, who else would be next? I mean, we'd be talking about Yuri versus Pereira 3, and I mean, I don't see how that would make more sense than Pereira just moving up to heavyweight either. So, um, I mean, yeah, I mean that would make more sense. Poatan moving up before you moving up. I mean, because no way you beat Pereira with how you're walking around right now. Pereira is way too big for you, in my opinion. He's even starting to outgrow light heavyweight now. I mean, you have quote Olympic level wrestling, but I think Pereira might be too strong for you to get and hold down. I mean, maybe you fluke a choke, but I mean, no, we don't want to see that shit, bro. And another example of Khamzat saying random nonsense was like the triple champ talk. I mean, anytime anybody says that, even Ilya, just like, bro, shut up. You can't make welterweight anymore. So just shut up, man. Like let me be careful what I say because he might at me saying see you soon, boy. So let me just be careful here. I mean, it's all just branding with him. And as far as the future of the fight game, I think this is just where we're headed with, you know, favorable names that just end up holding the belt. I mean, you have Paddy talking hypothetically about moving up to get the welterweight belt after he beats Justin for the interim and Ilya for the undisputed. And I mean, if that happens, I can see that shit happening 100% because by that point, Paddy would be a massive cash cow for the UFC. You know, putting him in those type of positions, like they're just like the ultimate opportunity. If Paddy wins undisputed gold at lightweight, I can see him maybe defending once, and then they'll just like match him up at whoever's the welterweight champ at that time. So, um, of course, all hypothetically speaking. So, double champ fights, champ versus champ fights. We'll see more and more of those as we move forward. We're not going to revert back to the old ways. Meritocracy is the word being thrown around right now. I mean, you know how we're no longer that, and I agree for sure. It's not what it used to be. So let's go ahead and get into Aljamain Sterling saying that he thought Merab won the first 3 rounds. Okay, so Aljo and John Wood being, you know, Merab's coach, Aljamain's coach, they were both saying that Merab was up 3-0 going into round 4. I mean, what fight were you watching? I think Henry Cejudo was right. Aljo, stay away from that damn Hennessy. Just because you're not fighting doesn't mean you're not working. Fire his ass for drinking on the job. And John Wood, I mean, what was the method behind telling Merab he is up 3-0 when really he is down 3 rounds? I mean, maybe maybe they know Merab's mind to work a little different than what maybe you and I know. But I don't know. I mean, how is telling him he's winning the fight when he's clearly not going to help him win the fight? At that point, I mean, did you just know that you weren't going to win the fight, and maybe you want Merab to play it safe and don't get too close to Jan, kind of stay away from him? Were you trying to save him from the ass beating ahead of him? Because rounds 1 and 3 were not Merab's. I mean, not 1 and 3, but 1 through 3 were not Merab's. I mean, by round 3, I mean, Jan was already locked in and there was no going back from there. So round 4 was just kind of the point of no return. And maybe they were just trying to cut the ass beating off and come back in good shape for the trilogy. Because a question in the air is, does Merab deserve the rematch? And yes, he absolutely does. Jan doesn't seem to be so excited about the idea of running it back immediately, but just because you had a different grind back to the title doesn't mean you should tell Merab to fuck off. He had maybe the greatest title run you've ever seen. That, I mean, it was barely longer than a year. I think it was like a year and 3 months. And you want to tell him to focus on a wife and kids? You fuck off. He did 3 times more than you as a champ. And if you beat him in the trilogy, it just boosts you up in that bantamweight GOAT discussion. So yeah, Merab deserves it. Don't even argue with me. Will he get it back with Jan as champ? That's a different angle that, I mean, it could be possible because, I mean, one, yeah, Merab should take some time off more than he's used to. I mean, he talked about coming back in March or April, but champ, that's too soon. I want to see you come back in like 6 to 8 months. Not because of like the ass beating that you got, but because I want your body must just be so tired from all the activity this past year. Not just the weight cuts, but just all the training camps. I mean, you are in like a training camp, you know? I mean, we know you got unreal cardio and you could probably do it all over again, but at some point you got to consider how often you're fighting to how much your game changes over that time too. I mean, if you're just fighting the same fight, going the distance, you're just adding film to the film room for these contenders looking to take your spot. So I want to see him back fresh in like 6 to 8 months for the Jan rematch. I mean, hopefully Jan and the UFC don't screw that. They don't screw up that timeline, but we'll see. Because now you got O'Malley and Jan two on the table, and I mean, I can see Dana actually entertaining that idea. And I already talked about the endless possibilities with Jan as the champ in my 323 recap. So we'll see how this plays out. If you want to listen to that, you want something to just throw on like a podcast style, listen, you can go listen to that. And then let's move on to Volk. Volk saying he's not going to retire. What do y'all think about this? Jan, not Jan, Alex. I was watching this video where he was talking with the Mac Life. He said he doesn't plan on retiring, and then he plans on making an example of Diego and how he wants to defend against Lerone and Movsar. I think this is great news. I mean, who doesn't love Volk? Who doesn't love seeing him fight? I mean, I thought the first fight with Diego was good. Should Diego be fighting for the belt again? No, it should be Lerone or Movsar. One of the two. But I want to stay on the topic of Volk not retiring just real quick. Volk is 37. If he wants to beat Diego, Lerone, and Movsar, he's got a lot on his plate there. And time is not going to be in his favor because those are not going to be easy fights. Like, I mean, what do you want to do with Merab? Because I mean, you're 37. I know he proved a lot of us wrong, when he got the title back at 36 and he still looks like a champ, but I mean, Diego's going to hit you with some hard shots. I mean, in the first fight, he did hit him with some hard shots, just not nearly enough volume to put Volk away. But yeah, Diego just ain't no pillow puncher. I mean, he ate those, but if he wants to take on those three, I think he has to be a little more real about this. I mean, does retiring on top matter to you? If it doesn't, then let me just shut up and say, okay, do what you please. But if you want to retire the champ, I think Diego being the last one would be the best win to ride out on, to be honest. Because after you're gone, who is to run this division after you're gone, after you retire? You know, like 145 is packed with talent. And who's going to level up once they get their hands on your belt after you're done? And my honest opinion is either Diego or Mavsar. And I'm not sold on Lerone just yet, but I guess we'll just ride with his undefeated record and his one highlight KO on Aaron Pico, which was a spectacular spin and elbow KO. I guess we'll just say, okay, you're the most deserving, I guess. Even though Masvar has a win over Diego, Arnold Allen, former champ Aljamain Sterling. I guess Edson Barboza aged beyond his prime, and 50K Dan Ige is worth more than that. Oh, let me not forget Josh Emmett too, the certified gatekeeper at 145. Once you beat him, you're definitely looking at the title then. That was sarcasm, by the way. Just in case got any autistics out there watching. You struggle with social cues. I want to see Volk retire on top. I think this is the perfect time to do it. I mean, this is the best opponent to do it. Diego still has a big name. He is still dangerous. I mean, it's not like people are saying Diego isn't worthy. He's just not, quote, most deserving, right? So, Volk, just retire after Diego, bro. Work on some recipes. Cook a few steaks. Grow that cooking with Volk brand that you got. It seems to be going really good. All right, now Mario Bautista versus Vinicius Oliveira. Now, this fight, I just want to mention quickly, I love this fight. Matchmakers been catching a little more heat lately for what, 2 fights, maybe 3, because some idiots out there actually thought Jan shouldn't have got the title shot. And I mean, look at him now. I mean, Paddy versus Gaethje, Diego versus Volk. That's understandable. But besides that, matchmaker's been cooking, man, and I like this one. Mario might not be the most excited. I mean, obviously he caught so much heat for how he fought Aldo. But that's just because he's pretty safe, man. I mean, he's here to win. He's here to win. And he looked good against Umar too. A fight that he was, not supposed to win. And he didn't win, but he had some moments in that fight, man. It was just like, one of those other fights where, I mean, yeah, that was an easy pick 'em, but I mean, he had his moments. We could have potentially been, looking like some idiots picking Umar, but I like this one, man. I mean, he's the top bantamweight. He's sitting at, I think it was like number 9 when I looked earlier. So, I mean, he's top 10. So, if he could potentially in this year make it into the top 5. I think, if he makes it through Vinicius, if they just match him up right, say he gets past Oliveira here, match him up with Figgy or Cheeto, I think he cracks top 5 for sure. Maybe Yadong falls out the top 5 because, I mean, he shouldn't have a win over Henry with that high poke. That shouldn't have counted as a win. But anyways, that's kind of all I wanted to get into today. I'll see what else comes up this week. Friday for sure though. I'm gonna upload my fight night preview to Saturday's card, so hopefully you guys can catch that. And other than that, thanks for listening to my rant.